Grand rising, good people. Grand rising. How's everybody doing on today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. As for myself, I'm here. I'm alive. All praise to the Most High. So I'm doing great. mm-hmm. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hey, before we get into some things, right? Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Make sure it says all so that when I go live, you will get notified. Okay? Yeah. So we gonna go into some things, right? We talking about drugs today, y'all. We talking about drugs, okay? Yeah, that's what we talking about. Because it's always a problem with drugs in our community. Okay. Some people don't want to talk about that shit. Some people don't want to talk about it. You know, they want to act like it don't exist. But that shit is real. Okay. And what I do notice is that the generations are getting younger and younger and younger, right? It's not like they getting older. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You still got some old heads out there doing it. But you got a lot of young ones doing it too. Okay? And we just gonna talk, we're just gonna have a conversation. Because some people think that it's a lot of things, it's just, you know, how can I put it? Some people feel as though that when they do it, it's just recreational, which is a such thing as recreational. But let's be clear about something. You're doing it, right? And as you keep doing it, and you got children, right? Say you got children, and you doing it, but as the kids get older, they notice you doing it. Okay? And let me tell you something. Some people, y'all be thinking these kids don't be paying attention, but they do. They watch what we do. Excuse me. They don't really be thinking about what we saying, but they be watching what we do. Okay? And yeah. That could be, you just never know what them seeing you do may take off. You know, you just never know what can cause, you know, things to go to another level. Let's put it like that. You know, they watching you. They see you doing what you do, right? And you act like it ain't that serious. You know, I don't do this every day. You know, it's just, you know, I just do it, you know, every now and then. It's just recreational for me. But as that child grow up and he's watching you, he might feel like, damn, my mama be doing that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. Kids think that it's okay for them to, you know, if they see you doing drugs, they feel like it's okay for them to do it too. And for some reason, y'all be looking at, some of y'all be separating weed from drugs. Weed is a fucking drug. I don't know why y'all be trying to do that. Trying to separate it from everything else. Weed is a damn drug. Okay? So y'all need to stop doing that. You need to stop trying to, you know, separate the two. Weed's a damn drug, just like heroin, just like cocaine, all that shit. They all drugs. And when your kids see you indulging, okay, they think it's okay. I don't care what you indulging in. It could be weed. But they think it's okay. And y'all be saying, oh, it's just weed. It's just weed. That's what people say. It's just weed. Let me tell you something. You don't know what people putting in that shit. If you ain't growing it yourself, you don't know what the fuck is in that shit. Let's be honest and clear about that. If you're not growing it from the ground, okay, if you're not growing it from the seed up, you don't know what's in that shit. You don't know what the people put in that shit. Just like now they got these weed centers that's selling the weed. Okay. It's crazy to me how they didn't want nobody selling it, right? You would go to jail for selling it, but now they selling it. Anything to make some money, but they will lock your ass up if you doing it. Woo-wee. But now everywhere you look, you see a damn weed dispenser. Okay. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? So let's keep it going. But yeah, you know, some of y'all think that when you smoke weed that it's okay. And it's okay if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you, you don't know what's in that shit. You really don't. If you're not growing it yourself, you don't know what's in it. You know, some of us are too trustworthy when it comes to different, you know, certain things. We too trustworthy. You can't trust nobody these days. Do you hear me? Nobody but God. Do you hear me? And that's just facts. You can't trust nobody these days. But yeah, you know, and then like, okay, y'all will tell y'all children, you know, say no to drugs, say no to drugs. But then they watching you puffing that weed. You know how y'all do. You know, I used to do it too. And, you know, and then they watching you puffing that weed. And as they get older, okay, they gonna start doing it. Because kids they don't do what you tell them to do. They do what you see them, what they see you do. They don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. They might do what you tell them to do. If you getting on them about something, they might do it then, right? They might do what you tell them to do right then. But for real, these kids do what they see you do. That's why we telling my son, gotta be careful what you do around these kids and what they see you do, because they will mimic what you're doing. You can tell them, I don't care how many times you tell them don't do it. If they see their parent doing it, they feel like, oh, my father do it, I could do it too. My mother do it, I could do it too. That's just how they look at things. And you can't blame them. Because if my mother doing it, then it's okay for me to do it. If my father doing it, it's okay for me to do it. They my mother and father. You know, they not going to do nothing to them that's going to hurt them. That's how kids look at things. Okay. Just like kids be thinking that their parents won't lie to them and stuff like that. And then as they get older, they start finding out mommy and daddy been lying their ass off. You know, and it hurts them. It hurts them. But back to the drug thing. You know, some of y'all, that chirping shit, y'all know what that shit come from. That chirping shit, it's about to drive me crazy, y'all. I'm trying to get somebody here to change that shit. It's getting on my last nerve, okay? But anywho, damn, I was getting ready to say something. I can't stand that. When I be getting ready to say something, I lose my damn thought. That is so irritating. But the drug thing that I was talking about. Y'all know. I know a lot of y'all remember when the crack epidemic, the heroin epidemic, all that, right? And now we know where it all came from and how it all got to where it got to, right? But anyway, that shit tore up so many families and shit. It was really hurtful because it tore up so many families and stuff. And that crack Man, that crack really did some damage, right? Because people was really like zapping out. Like it seemed like people was really losing their mind off of that crack. Like seriously, like I seen so many people, wilding around in the street in dirt and stuff because that crack had them tripping, had them paranoid and stuff. And some of them say they felt like bugs was crawling on them and different things like that. It was really sad. It really was. But excuse me, a lot was done to us to tear us up. A lot of things were done to tear us up, but we still standing. All praise to the Most High. We still standing, y'all. And let me tell you something. I was a heroin addict, and it wasn't a joke. It was not a joke. It was not a joke. Do you hear me? It wasn't a joke. I don't wish that on nobody. You hear me? And it wasn't. It was. It was things was just crazy. They was just crazy. But all praise to the Most High, I got clean, right? I got clean, and I got myself together. And man, it was a beautiful thing to get myself together and get my life back. Because when you caught up like that, you be thinking, man, you ain't gonna never get your life back. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, that's how you be feeling. That's how you be thinking. Like, damn, will I ever get my life back? And now I run into so many people, right, that was doctors and lawyers and had money and everything. And now oh man, they all jacked up. It's really sad. That's why I say, people, y'all gotta watch. Like, when you be talking about somebody or pointing the finger at somebody or laughing at somebody because they on drugs or something, you got to be careful about that, because you could look up one day and be exactly where they at. You could look up and be exactly where they at. Do you know them people that's out there that's using, they wasn't always like that? Some of them people was doctors and lawyers and, you know what I'm saying, mayors and congressmen. And come on, y'all. Like, these people was really doing something with their lives at one time. And they didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to do drugs. I'm going to get addicted to drugs. Because a lot of people sway out, it's a choice. It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice to pick that drug up at that moment. But it's not a choice to become an addict. No, it's not. And I believe that wholeheartedly. It is not easy to say, oh, I'm not doing no drugs no more. This is it. It's over. It's a wrap. If it was a choice, like some people say it is, you would be able to put that shit down with no hesitation. You would be able to put that shit down with no hesitation. Do you hear me? Why do you think it's so hard for people to put that shit down and leave it alone? Because it's not a choice. It's not a choice. Once you become addicted, now it's a choice when you first pick it up or not. That's your choice. Right there is your choice. Okay? But once you pick it up and you start using it on a regular and you become addicted, you don't have a choice to become an addict. Okay? So I don't believe that. People say that, but I don't believe that. I don't, because it would be easy for you to put it down and leave it alone if it was just a choice. Yeah, you have your choice when you first decide to pick it up or put it down or not pick it up. That's your choice right there. But once you pick it up, you no longer have a choice to become an addict. That part. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, leave it in the comments and I can break it down to you a little bit more. But that's how I look at it. Okay? Because if it was just a choice, just think about it, y'all. If it was just a choice, then why is it so hard to put that shit down once you become addicted? If it was all just a choice. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just a choice. Some people think that, but it's not. It's not. It's not. And then you go get educated. You go to the programs, right, for drug addiction. And you start learning about what you're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? You start learning about what you're dealing with. Because there was a lot of stuff I didn't know about using drugs. There was a lot of stuff I didn't know. And of course, I started out with the gateway drug. What's the gateway drug, y'all? The weed. That's where I started at. The weed. Smoking weed. Okay? Smoking weed and drinking some. That's where I started out at. When I looked up one day, I was an addict. I was addicted. The chores had went out the window. One thing I can tell people today, when someone's trying to introduce you to the drug, that's your choice right there. Before you even pick it up, before you even pick that shit up, that's your choice right there for you to say no. Because once you start dipping and dabbing, right, that choice have went out the window. You'll look up one day and you'll be an addict. So before you pick it up, this is what I would tell people. Before you pick it up, make a decision before you even pick it up. That's your choice right there. The first time you decide to pick it up, right? That's your choice right there. Make that decision right there, because if you don't, you'll look up one day and you'll be an addict. So make a decision before you even decide to pick that shit up. Make a decision right there. That's your choice. That's your choice right there, is, to pick it up. You understand what I'm saying? To pick it up or not. That's your choice right there. And the crazy part about it is that you look at certain people, right, that has never done drugs, and the way they talk and the way they act, they turn their nose up at you, they look at you, with their nose turned up like they smell shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I looked up, and some of the ones that was looking at me like that, I seen them out there. I seen them out there. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful about that. You got to be careful about who you looking down on, right? Because you never know where you might end up at. You never know. You might end up in that same place. That person you turn your nose up at and shit, you might end up in that same situation that they in. Drugs is not a joke. It's not a joke. It really isn't. Like I said, when the crack epidemic hit, man, I think I was crying every other day. I was crying. I would see somebody and I'd be crying. And this was before I even started getting high, right? I would cry because that crack had my peoples like all messed up, like paranoid, like rolling in dirt and stuff. Like they couldn't be still. Their skin was all messed up where they was picking their skin would be raw. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes had blood on them, and it was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad, and a lot of them lost their life to crack because they just couldn't get it together. They couldn't get it together. So a lot of them lost their life to that shit. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was. It was sad. It was just wow. So many people I knew that lost their life. Some people OD, you know. And believe it or not, when I did get hooked on heroin, I was shocked at myself because I had seen so much, you know. But a family member turned me on to it. And during this time, I didn't know a lot about heroin. I didn't know about getting ill, you know. After you use it for a while, you be addicted basically, and you be ill. You have, you know, you get the runs, you be throwing up, you have sweats, all that stuff. And I really didn't know nothing about that. I know I didn't want to mess with no crap. You know what I'm saying? I was scared of that because I seen so many people and what it did to them. And a family member of mine turned me on to that heroin, and I'm telling you, that thing turned my life upside downwards. It really did. Like, it just turned my life upside downwards. And I was like, wow. I still, like, even to this day, I sit back. He passed away. But sometimes I sit back and I be like, damn, how could somebody do that to somebody? You know, turn them on to something like that. I couldn't even see me doing that. Turning somebody on to something like that. I just couldn't see me doing it, you know. But yeah, that's how I got started. And then I woke up one day, I was feeling bad. My back was hurting. I was sweating and nose running, sneezing and shit. I'm thinking I'm getting a cold. That's what I thought. I thought I was coming down with a cold. I go to the store to get me some cold medicine. So I took the cold medicine. I think I had got some Alka-Seltzer cold plus, and something else I got, and some cough drops. I come back to the house and I get me some water and stuff, get stuff that I wanted, you know. And I ain't really have an appetite. So I go upstairs and I'm, you know, get ready to take my little medicine stuff so I can lay back down. Shit. A friend of mine came through. And she was like, girl, what's wrong with you? I said, girl, I don't know. I feel terrible. I said, my back hurting and stuff. I said, my whole body hurt for real. I said, but my back is really hurting. I said, and you know, I said, I've been sweating and stuff. I said, I just feel bad. I said, I just ran down to the store and got me some cold medicine. I said, because I think I'm coming down with a cold. So she looked at me. And she just kept looking at me. And I was like, what's wrong? And she said, Lisa, she said, do a little bit of this. I said, girl, I don't want that shit. I ain't do none of that shit yesterday. I don't want that shit. I feel terrible. I'm just going to take me some cold medicine. I'm going to lay down. I said, because I feel bad. She said, just take a little too. I said, why? Why are you trying to get me to take that stuff? So I did. Do you know, everything went away. Everything I was feeling disappeared within a blink of an eye. No bullshit. I was like, wow. I was sitting there for a few minutes. I was like, oh, I'm going to go take me a shower. I said, damn. I said, girl. I said, I feel a little better now. And she said, she started crying. I was like, what you crying for? And she said, Lisa. She said, girl, you is hooked. I said, what you mean I'm hooked? She said, Lisa. She said, you gotta have it. I said, what are you talking about? Because I was a green bean, far as that it was concerned. I was a green bean. I ain't know nothing about, I ain't know nothing about being ill and stuff like that. I ain't know nothing about that. And so I'm like, what you talking about? And she said, Lisa, she said, you was dope sick. She said that and I bust out crying. I did too. I bust out crying. I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious? She said, yes. She said, Lisa. She said, your brother been giving you that stuff. Did he ever tell you anything about getting ill, being ill enough? And I said, nope. I said, I never heard him talk about getting ill, off of that. I never heard of him saying nothing about getting ill, because I never heard him say he was sick or ill or nothing. And that's what was wrong with me. And my life went out of control right after that. Like, seriously. And I had to go tell my mother. I had to sit my mother down and talk to her. My mother knew something was going on, but she didn't know what. But I had that type of mother where though I felt like I owed her that. I owed her to go sit down and talk to her and tell her what was going on with me. I just, because my mother was real cool person. Really, really cool person. So I went and sat down, talked to her about it, and and it went from there. But long story short, yeah, I ended up addicted to heroin, and I've been clean over 20 years. God is amazing. He is amazing. But I'm telling you, y'all, that shit start from them gateway drugs like alcohol and weed. People start out smoking that weed and drink and sipping on alcohol. And for some reason, people always wanted to separate alcohol and weed from the other drugs, right? And they ain't no different. It's just a gateway drug. It's just something for you to start out on and get comfortable with, okay? And then once you get comfortable with that, you're going to look up one day and somebody going to offer you something else. You see what I'm saying? Somebody going to offer you something else. So, and let me make this clear. Everybody's story is not the same, okay? Things doesn't happen for everybody. My story is my story. If something happened with you, your story is your story. It doesn't happen with everybody like that, okay? But I'm telling you, leave this shit alone. Leave the weed alone. Leave the alcohol alone. Because I'm telling you, either you're going to end up hooked on alcohol, right? And you're going to end up addicted to alcohol. And that's a no-no, right? That's something you really don't want. Because let me tell you something. Some people don't know this, but alcohol is the most dangerous drug on the map. Like, seriously. Some people probably don't, and some people probably ain't gonna believe that, but it is. It is. Alcohol tears you down. It tears your body down. Like, seriously. It tears your body down. Why you think when you see people on the street that drink, they be looking rough, like their eyes be yellow or red and yellow? You know what I'm saying? They be skinny and stuff. People like that, you know what I'm saying? Because alcohol really, really tears the body up. It tears the liver up. It tears your lungs up. It tears your kidneys up. It just tears your body down. Like, seriously. So yeah, that's something that you really don't want to even fuck with, is that alcohol. But because it's cheap, right? Because you can get a cheap drink and it's other people that's out there doing it, right? That's how some people end up hooked on it. But my advice to anybody is just leave this shit alone. Just leave it alone. Because a lot of times people start fooling up with them drugs when they people start fooling up with them drugs when they going through like issues with traumas, right? A lot of times traumas end up getting people hooked on drugs, you know, like SA, like people that's you know, been SA and stuff like that. A lot of times they end up turning to drugs because they want to escape the thoughts and stuff that, you know, the stuff they be thinking and stuff like that. No, go get you some help. Go get you some therapy. Because getting hooked, drinking or smoking the weed, that's a gateway. That's your gateway right there. Eventually, you're going to go on to something else. Just go get some therapy, and so that you can heal from your traumas. Because that's what makes a lot of people turn to drugs a lot of times, is that they you know what I'm saying? That's what make people turn to drugs a lot of times. They end up, they have traumas from their childhood or from their teenage, you know, their teenage years or whatever. But traumas a lot of times is what make people turn to drugs. And a lot of times they'll start out with the weed, or they'll start out with the alcohol, right? And then they'll go to the weed. And then you look up and they'll go to something else and yeah, that's it. That's what I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? They'll keep trying stuff until they find that one drug that makes them, you know, numb to everything. That makes them, you know, not even feel that those feelings that they be feeling. To not even think about the things that happen to them. You know what I mean? Once they start testing them out, they find something that they really like. And that's the drug that they'll keep going back to. You see what I'm saying? And so, my advice is don't pick that shit up. Leave that shit alone, y'all. Because I'm telling you, it's going to tear your life up. It really is. It's going to tear your life up. And some people don't want to talk about it. You know, some people don't want to talk about the drugs and stuff like that, when y'all should. Listen, our community has been through so much. We need to be having conversations about every motherfucking thing that happened to our ass and our community. And that's just the facts. We do. We need to be talking about everything. Because bringing it out and talking about it, you know, will make you heal. You know? People scared to talk about it. What you scared for? Because when you open up your mouth and say what happened to you, trust me, it's about 20 or 30 more that's going to come right behind you saying, damn, her story sound like my story. Damn, his story sound like my story. Because so much has happened to us, right? And we really need to heal. But of course, some of y'all don't want to do that. You don't want to talk about the things that we really need to talk about. But y'all will go and sit somewhere and talk about some shit that don't mean nothing. That ain't going to do nothing for you. Nothing. And that's the crazy part to me. That's why we can't get nowhere. That's why some changes can't come. Because we will take and go and you know, go and listen to some negative shit. And we'll keep that shit going. You know, y'all enjoy it to keep the negative shit going. But when somebody talking about something that can help you, or talking about something positive that can change your life, you don't want to hear that. That's too much like right. That's too much like right. You don't want to hear it. And that's crazy. Because you should always want to do something to help yourself. You should always want to do something to help yourself or to make yourself better. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad. But that's how a lot of people are. They like the negativity. Anything negative, some of y'all jump right on the bandwagon. Anything negative. Oh man, I like her because she keep it real. Oh, I like him because he real. He keep it real. What? What really? And some of y'all don't even know what real is. Some of y'all don't know what the fuck real is. Y'all just say it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear somebody come out and they say a few lines or something. Oh, she keeping it real. She keeping it real. Some of y'all don't even know what real is. When you gonna keep it real? When you gonna learn how to keep it real? You know what I'm saying? When you gonna learn how to be your authentic self and be who you really are? When you gonna learn how to, be yourself? But some of you don't want to be yourself because you don't like who you really are. That part. Some of you got some nasty ways, some very nasty ways. And that's why some of you don't want to be yourself and be who you really are. But you can make change. But again, some people don't want to put the work in. Don't want to put the work in to make change. You know? I'm telling you. I come on here, a lot of stuff I say because I know it can help somebody. But you can't make nobody do nothing. What they say, you can walk the horse to the well, but you can't make them drink it, right? And that's the truth. You gotta want to do it. You gotta want to make change for you. And some of you don't want to do that. Some of you are so nasty. It's a shame. It is. It's sad. It's sad. And then on top of that, some of you got children. And I feel sorry for the kids. I feel sorry for some of these children out here. Because they ain't got nothing to grab to. They ain't got nothing to grab hold of. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing and nobody to teach them right from wrong. It's sad. It really is. It really is. It is. It's sad. It's sickening. But either you can make that change or you can keep doing what you're doing. But let me tell you something. Something will stop you. Okay? Excuse me. Something will stop you. When you're out here and you're not doing the right things, something will come your way and stop you. I'm telling you, it will. Something will stop you. And sometimes the things that stop you, sometimes that one thing will change your whole damn life. It'll be that scared you so bad, or you know what I mean, or whatever. Sometimes that one thing that could happen will change your whole life. I'm serious. But I'm not gonna stop being who I am because of, other people wanting to be negative, wanting to be assholes and stuff. I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing. Because if I reach one person, I'm okay with that. If I reach two people, I'm okay with that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I got a lot of knowledge and wisdom because I've been through a lot of things. And I got a lot of knowledge and wisdom to offer. You know what I mean? But a person got to want to have it. They got to want it. I'm not going to force it on you. You got to want it. You got to want it. And that's just that. It's just that simple. But I'm getting ready to get off of here. But back to like I was saying about the drugs, y'all, leave the shit alone. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. It's gonna lead you down a dark path. It's going to lead you down a dark path where you don't want to be. I'm telling you, leave the drugs alone. I don't give a damn what it is. Weed, alcohol, it doesn't matter what it is. They all drugs. Don't try to separate one from the other. They all drugs. And one thing about that alcohol tear the fur off your ass. It will tear the fur off your ass. You hear me? I'm serious. It will. It will tear you up. Not only tear you up, tear your body down and everything. Like, seriously. So, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. I'm thinking about doing another video about drugs, but we're gonna like break it down. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna pick a drug and talk about that specific drug and what it do to you and what it, and all that and stuff. I'm gonna break it down some more so that y'all can really get something, really understand it and get some more out of it. I love y'all. Thanks for tapping in. Please hit that like button. Leave some comments, please, so we can engage with one another. I need y'all to leave some comments. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all stay subscribed to the channel, because sometimes you get unsubscribed for some reason. So make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. And what else? Share the video. If it ain't for you, somebody else might enjoy it. It might, something I'm saying might help somebody else, but some people just selfish and they just do, you can't help, you gotta leave people where they at a lot of times, but share the video, and I will see y'all on the next one.